Welcome back to Crochet 6 Basics. Today we're going to be talking about how to work in the back or front loops only of your work. This is usually indicated in a pattern as BLO or FLO. As always, the abbreviations will be on screen, but this is a great way to add a little bit of texture to your work, and this is how you would do it if you found it in a pattern. So I have a couple of rows of single crochet already done so I can work into it. So I've chained one to turn my work. I'm going to work a few stitches of single crochet just so we're a little closer to the middle because it's a little easier to work into if I'm doing that. Now, front and back loop only refer to which loops of the stitch you're working into. So usually we're going to work into both loops, which means for the next stitch, I'm going under, and you can see I have two loops, two bits of yarn over top of my hook. And whichever loops are the front and back loop refer to how you are holding your work, right? So any loops on this side would be the front loops because they're the ones facing me. Any loops on this side would be the ones on the back loops, so since they're facing away from me. So again, this guy here, front loop, front loop, front loop, front loop, back loop, back loop, back loop, back loop. So that's what front and back loop means. This doesn't matter whether you're working in the round, whether you're working in rows. They always refer to whether it's the loop closest to you or the loop furthest away from you. Front loop closest, back loop furthest. So let's start by working into the front loops only. If we wanted to work just under this loop, I'm going to sort of insert my stitch as normal, but pull up so I'm shoving through the center of the stitch. So I just have that front loop over top of my stitch. There's just one strand of yarn. And then I'm going to single crochet as normal after that. So one more time, I'm going to sort of put my hook here, but I'm going to turn it up. You can see that I'm like turning upwards and you see the top of my hook peeking through underneath this loop here. I'm going to yarn over and finish my single crochet. So that's all there is to it really. It's just instead of catching both of those loops, you're just catching one of them. Same thing if we were to work into the back loops only. In this case, instead of starting here, we're going to start by inserting our hook down through the middle of the stitch. So we're just catching that back loop and then finishing that single crochet as normal. So one more time, inserting my hook through the middle of the stitch, catching just that back loop. So there's one loop on my hook and finishing that stitch. And you can kind of see if I work one more here and then do a normal single crochet through both loops, you can see I've now got both of those on my hook. That working in the back loop gives me these ridges on the side that is closest to me. These aren't visible in the ones worked on the front loop or the stitches worked as normal. If I work a few more stitches just to give a little bit of visual, back to the end of the row. You can see that on these stitches over here, we don't have this sort of ridge, right? If we flip it over, we can see the opposite with the front loop onlys. We can see these little spots here. These are the back loops from our front loop only stitches. All three of these are visible in a way that they aren't for the back loop only stitches or the normal single crochets. So that's how we get this texture down here in the second cinch sack, as well as all of these guys, is through working in the front or the back loops of our stitches. This is also used to make ribbing for like sweater patterns and stuff like that because it is a little bit stretchier and because it creates those ridges. But that is everything we need to cover for the Crochet 6 Basics course. That is it. If you're following along with these patterns, I will see you in the next video where we do this pattern exactly. And if you're not following along with the patterns, great. I will see you guys in the finale. Thanks you so much for following along with me. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.